No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.
Hey everybody, JokerFat here with another video review. This time bringing you guys another Star Wars review, but not a Return of the Jedi one. This was something that I picked up this past extended weekend, if you're here in the U.S., for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Pretty much the whole backstory behind this is I was heading to my local Target to see if they had any of the new revised vintage collection greatest hit waves that have been popping up, and I've seen on such collecting websites like Jedi Temple Archives and RebelScum.com that Target has been doing some crazy clearance sales on all their Star Wars stuff. So I was really excited, I was like, man, I'm going to go find 5 Gamorrean guards or something crazy like that, and for half off. Well, I go to Target, and guess what? It's the Phantom Menace stuff still there. I tried checking Marvel Legends stuff as well, and it's still just the same old stuff that's been here for a year already. Oh my gosh. Okay, so anyway, after my little disappointment at Target, I headed over to the nearby Marshalls, and what do you know? Of course I find stuff. I swear, this Marshalls gets more new stuff than my Target does. It's crazy. So, this is the same Marshalls, by the way, that I've gotten, the Sentinels that I've picked up in the past, and a lot of the stuff you see on the figure pickup show I used to do. So, anyway, I found these two sets, the same set, but two of them. They're half off, and I just couldn't resist picking up. And that set is the BARC Speeder with Clone Trooper set. So really, I honestly had no clue that this set even existed until I saw it at Marshall's. I was looking past here, because usually with these vehicles and stuff, that, it's a kind of cool vehicle, but the figure is usually terrible. But what do you know? Looking at that figure, I was like, hey, that's a vintage collection Clone Trooper. What do you know? So Hasbro finally decided to pack in a good figure with one of their Class 1 vehicles, I believe this is, or maybe it's Class 2. So, very cool that Hasbro has actually given us something worthwhile figure in one of these small vehicle sets. As you can see, at Marshall's I got it for $10. Usually it retails at $15, so not a huge dramatic price decrease, but $10, that's the same price for retail price for just buying a vintage collection Clone Trooper by itself. So I decided, why not get a free speeder and a bunch of accessories with it. So I did buy two. They had two there on their shelves. This is one I'm keeping and packaging, at least for now. I did want to buy Army Build, some vintage collection Clone Troopers, so that's why I did buy both of these. But you can see, give you guys a nice look, and I hope my lighting is nice and improved now. I did my best to improve upon it, because it's just awful. And you can see there's a nice little mocked up Photoshop image, rolling wheels, woohoo! And there's the Clone Trooper, the speeder, and it comes with a bunch of accessories. Up here on the top is a Darth Maul, there's Darth Maul packaging logo, I guess you could say, from last year's non-vintage collection toys. Flip it around on the back, pretty standard stuff. Very similar to the Toys R Us exclusive speeder bike with Scout Trooper, how it's set up. Pretty much just tells you what you're going to buy. And then advertises the Galactic Battle game that everybody loves. So, and this is the one that I've actually taken out of packaging, and this isn't really a good way to show it, but hey, here's a speeder, here's a clone. So, yeah, first off, let's talk about the speeder itself, and take a look at that. This is actually a really nice BARC speeder. I believe when I opened this up and I was kind of messing around with it, I kind of got a feeling like I've had this toy before. And what I believe this is I really wish I had brought it out for a comparison, but oh well, is a retooled BARC speeder from Revenge of the Sith. Now, in the original BARC speeder from Revenge of the Sith, it had a feature where you kind of stick a cord in it and then you kind of like rev it up and then spin the wheels and go shooting off your table or wherever other surface you're shooting it off of. And you can actually see that it still has the hole in the back from where you would have put in the cord, the rip cord for making it spin the wheels. But it's actually been filled in with plastic, so no, it does not have that feature anymore. But it still retains the spinning wheels, made out of this kind of hard plastic. So it's not terrible, but you know, could be better. I believe the original might have had more, like, I dare say rubber wheels, but I don't know. I don't even think that back then Hasbro was that good. So, taking a look at the speeder. Also, another difference between them is that this section right here, instead of being uncovered, it just had like kind of a single bar arching over, connecting the controls to the front of the speeder. It still had like a bottom, but anyway, it didn't have this kind of shielded area. I don't know if they did this to make it more accurate to the Clone Wars cartoon. I don't really remember off the top of my head if this is accurate to the cartoon or not. But this wasn't advertised as a Clone Wars vehicle set. So, very nice speeder. It's got nice coloring, very simple paint scheme, but you know, it does its job. It's got this, of course, classic kind of Republic, I guess, crimson maroon color that is pretty much on all Republic vehicles. You can see it's got the Republic logo right there, and some nice gunmetal silver paint for the metal bits, like the foot pedals and the controls and the cannons on the back and the cannons on the front. So overall, it's a pretty nice speeder, you know. Probably, I'd say, the best BARC speeder that Hasbro's made so far. And if you don't have them, I recommend, you know, checking one out. I looked up on Amazon to see what these guys are tending to go for online, and they're pretty much going up for about $20 online. So, yeah, that's more than retail, obviously. So I'd recommend that if you do really want to get this set, to check out your local Marshalls, TJ Maxx, any kind of those kind of discount stores. So that's a look at the speeder. So, you know, pretty cool vehicle. It's got spinning wheels, so you can still push it along the table and go zoom, zoom, zoom. To get to the accessories before we get to the clone itself, it comes with this cool rocket launcher. This is the first time I've seen this rocket launcher mold. I do not know if it's been used before, so if one of you guys know if this rocket launcher mold has been used before, you know, feel free to tell me. It does have its missile firing action, which, you know, let's see. Well, you can see it's actually pretty powerful too. I was kind of like playing around with it and shot it off on my desk, and it went. It was like a foot, at least a foot, between where I was sitting and the wall, the back wall behind the camera, actually. And it pretty much stayed, you know, straight zip line to the wall. So I imagine that this is actually a pretty powerful spring, so I would not go like shoot that behind me and never find the missile ever again. So it also comes with a blaster rifle, pretty standard clone stuff. It does have this nice metal paint, silver metallic paint there on the weapon in certain bits where it should. So I like that they Hasbro started doing that again. Before they used to give us just like all black blaster rifles, but now they actually started putting some little silver bits on there. And he also actually comes with two of these DC-17 blaster pistols. You can see I've got one in his hand. In the packaging you saw they had one in his hand in the packaging and just another extra one. So that's definitely another incentive to buy this set, is if you're trying to stock up on clone weapons. I definitely recommend it. Let's get a better look at that. And again, the same as the blaster rifle, it does have some nice metallic painted bits on it. And here's a look at the figure itself. Since I have not reviewed the figure, this figure mold itself yet, I guess I might as well go ahead and get it out of the way here. So again, this is pretty much the same exact figure as the Vintage Collection Revenge of the Sith Clone Trooper. From what I can tell, I do not have an actual Vintage Collection Revenge of the Sith Clone Trooper that's at least in its plain colors. I do, however, have this 501st Clone Trooper using the same body mold. that was so graciously given to me by RF Bikersat in his 100 subscriber contest. So go check out his channel. Yep. So anyway, I guess I'm just going to go ahead and compare the differences in colors between these two, avoiding the obvious color differences like, well, this one has blue. Well, no duh, it's the 501st. So getting down to kind of the basic paint differences, and you can see here, most of you guys probably know this is a super articulated mold, so I love this mold. It's a great Clone Trooper mold. The only kind of big issue that I've had with this figure and all figures using this mold is that the helmets seem a bit too oversized. I don't know, it's just comparing, let's see, this is a badly painted custom Clone Trooper, so comparing, this is actually a Clone Trooper that came out in the Revenge of the Sith line. This is the original kind of super articulated Clone Trooper. And you can see the differences in the helmet size. This one's a lot smaller, and I think just looks a bit better. However, you know, it makes sense that helmets on these be a bit bigger because they actually are removable. So if I take this helmet off, you can see there's a nice head sculpt there, reminiscent of the other actor who played the clones. I forget his name now, sorry, shame on me. But the other actor besides Timwara Morrison that portrayed the clones in the movies. So nice that they're showing him some love in these Clone Troopers. I still don't really know if I'd rather have a Timwara Morrison head sculpt or this head sculpt. They're both fine in my opinion, but you know, it's nicely sculpted. I like the painting on it. If I can show you guys, here, this is the 501st head, and I had a complaint I have about this figure is that the head, it seemed like they used a bit too much gray in his face, so he looks kind of, you know, I don't know, looks like he's kind of like sickly or something. It's kind of I think you can see it on the camera, but you can just see that this one has a brighter flesh tone, while this one has more gray in it. They're both really fine. I just prefer this more kind of flesh, vibrant flesh color to that more gray one. So very nice head sculpt. It has it's on a ball joint, so you know you can get him looking practically anywhere you want to. Limited to the up and down, but you know, side to side you can spin 360. The shoulders are, I believe, swivel hinge, maybe? Yeah, swivel hinge, I think. Pretty much acts the same as a ball peg, but they are a bit limited by the shoulder guards, but I think that's nice that it makes it look overall nicer just having it on display because you don't see the joints. Whereas on this old Trooper, which you can still tell through the paint that that you can see the joint right there, and this one is hidden by the shoulder pad. So this really nice kind of like ball, not really waist, but right below the chest. I don't really know. I haven't taken an anatomy class yet, so anyway, but. He has this nice ball joint right there, so you can get him into more dynamic poses. You know, standard job with the elbows. You know, kind of swivel hinge. The wrists are on the swivel. Well, actually, no. My bad. This is actually. I really like this Clone Trooper mold. Again, my words are just going all over the place today. I like this Clone Trooper mold because the wrists actually have a bit more articulation than your standard Clone Trooper. And it's the same with like the Captain Fordo mold and whatnot. Just can show you guys how you can move his wrist. Let's see, is this the one that? No, this is the one that you can swivel in. A thing that's a bit odd is that on this one you can turn his hand in, and on the other one you can only turn it up and down. So it's a bit weird, honestly. I guess that's to make him hold his gun better, but now he just kind of looks like he's, you know, a thug. He's like, hey, I'm going to shoot you like that. Anyway, but, yeah, me goofing off. So, anyway, the hip joints are on like a swivel hinge, a ball, something. It's pretty much the same as a ball joint again. The knees are same as most Star Wars figures. and the ankles are the same as most as well. So yeah, really nice figure. I really love this Clone Trooper mold. Some differences between the paint, again, not pointing out the obvious, like this one has blue or whatnot. And you can see, let me move his arms up a bit. On the 501st, you can see that that's all painted black, like the cloth Under Armour shirt that he's wearing, pretty much. And you can see on this one that they did not paint that black underneath there for his under his arm. So you know, that just looks kind of like a cheap out for Hasbro, but it's still really nice. You know, if it bugs you that bad, you can go ahead and customize it. And that's really the only paint difference that I could tell between these two, just looking back at them again to make sure. Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything else, you know, is painted as it should. All the joints on the arms, you know, in between the armor, they're painted black, like the cloth undershirt. For his, showing the back of him, not much going on there, but you know, they painted it correctly. So overall, really awesome Clone Trooper figure. The best that Hasbro's made so far. They could make some minor tweaks to it just to improve, you know, some like the helmet. The helmet, maybe make it a bit smaller. That's just kind of nitpicking stuff right there. So very cool. Also, yeah, I'll show you guys the helmet up close real quick. It's nicely sculpted and painted, I do think so. And I can't tell a huge difference between that and the 501st helmet in terms of just general things. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. Very cool set. Again, be on the lookout for your local Marshalls, TJ Maxx, and other discount stores. They may be carrying this in stock, and for a decent price as well. So again, this has been the BARC Speeder and Clone Trooper Battle Pack set, whatever you want to call it, from 2012. I hope you guys have enjoyed this review. This is Trucker Fett, signing out. Bye.